there's something there that I haven't experienced or that I can't explain, you know, a feeling that there's, you know, someone else, something there.
Good morning. Do you have 5 minutes for a quick chat?
I'm actually in a bit of a hurry, but okay.
Okay. My name's Ben.
Ernest, how are you?
Good on you, Ernest. Nice to meet you, man. I stop people and I speak to them about any belief. They choose a topic. Okay. And then I just ask questions to understand how you came to hold the belief. Okay. You'd like to give that a go? Sure. Would you mind if I record it?
No worries.
Okay. So at the end of the conversation you think or you don't want me to use the footage or anything like that, just tell me and I'll erase it. Okay. Cool. So yeah, what belief would you like to discuss?
Jeez, I don't know. Make a suggestion maybe? I don't know.
It can be literally anything. A lot of people pick their religious beliefs as a topic. Some people pick supernatural beliefs like karma, they believe in ghosts. Some people talk about political beliefs.
I guess religious beliefs are probably the easiest to talk about.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll probably give that a go.
Cool. What religious belief do you hold?
I am Christian.
Okay. And why do you hold this belief?
I was raised in a Christian household.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that's the reason. Because personally I don't like, you know, the old-fashioned way. You know, my parents believe in a certain manner, so I don't. So I believe in the same way. I don't like that. But I was when I was in school, let's say grade 11, I went to a mate's sort of what would you call it, cell or whatever. Okay. And then there, the things I experienced and just the way that people treated me, you know, that influenced my beliefs. So I don't think, there's definitely something more than just the people.
Okay. Yeah. So you say when you were in grade 11, you went to a cell group, like a Bible study group?
Yeah, sort of like that. Yeah.
And there you had experiences, and the way that people treated you, that convinced you that there has to be something, a higher power?
I wouldn't say there's something supernatural, like someone started speaking in tongues, you know. Not that I don't believe in something like that, but you know, just the way that people act, and then
okay,
you sort of get this inclination, this feeling, that there's something.
Does the way that a belief makes people act, does that affect the truthfulness of that belief?
I don't think so, but what I mean by how people act is the people, especially those people, this isn't all Christians, because it's definitely not like that, but they didn't want to force anything on me. They were like, look, if you believe and you have a feeling today that you know, you believe in God, so that's sort of what I mean. They didn't force anything on me. They were very relaxed about it. They're like, if you have an inclination, a feeling now that, you know, God is with us and that His presence is there. Obviously it helps being raised in a Christian household, so you sort of have some biblical background. Not that I'm saying you should just accept whatever is written there, but you know what I mean. Yeah, okay. So what I mean by how they treated me is not that they, you know, because many people from different religions can be very nice and whatever, but they didn't try to force anything. They were just like, you know,
okay. Yeah. If you had a Muslim friend and you maybe might have gone to a Muslim Bible study, and it wouldn't be a Bible study, a Quran study, but and you had a similar experience there, would that have swayed you in your belief in Christianity?
It's difficult to say. I have a couple of Muslim friends, and certainly some of their, I wouldn't say beliefs, but the way their morals and so on is congruous with the Christian religion. But I definitely would say being raised in a Christian household sort of sways me towards believing, you know, in the Christian God and whatever. But yeah, geez, now these days I would say my faith is pretty like on a bit of a higher level than it was at school. So that might have.
What got you to that higher level?
I don't know. My first year was pretty tough. I made some bad decisions.
Okay.
But just through those bad decisions, and then how you feel after you make your decisions, it sort of makes you feel like this isn't the right way. And then I don't believe in coincidence really. So obviously I have the Bible app on my phone, and I know that everyone gets the same standard little thingy. But some days you really feel like whatever's there speaks to you on a more personal level, given what has happened, more than just coincidence. So yeah.
So this difficult first year you had, there you kind of, how exactly did that enforce the belief? Is it that you get comfort out of the belief?
It was. I would say to a certain degree there was some comfort, because we're all human, we all make mistakes, but that's not an excuse to just live recklessly. But when you do bad things, and well, not bad things, but
make a mistake,
you make questionable decisions.
Okay.
Certainly there is some comfort in that. I don't feel like it was
but is that comfort what got you to a higher level, or is there something else?
It's difficult. Look, you can't live inside your comfort zone, so obviously that comfort is something that's nice, but I don't know, it's sort of having the idea of having a relationship with someone who isn't going to judge you for making mistakes, and you can be completely honest. I know we all have friends that are like that, but just that idea, and the sort of community you can build with God.
Okay. We're over time. Do you mind spending like a couple more minutes?
Okay, sure.
I appreciate it so much, Ernest. So this idea of the comfort that the belief gives you, and the comfort of the relationship that you have, does that in any way impact the truthfulness of the belief?
I don't think so, but in my experience, obviously I'm not omnipotent. I haven't been everywhere, I haven't tried everything yet.
Okay.
But there's, to a certain degree, something that's, look, I study maths, so I'm all about logic and
okay,
stuff
cool.
like that.
Wow.
But there are certain things that logic can't explain, and I've made peace with that, because it's tough when you want to quantify everything, you want to explain everything logically. But I do feel as if when I have certain experiences, maybe going to cell or whatever, going to church, whatever, there's something there that I haven't experienced, or that I can't explain, a feeling that there's someone else, something there, and that is comforting. But although, coming back to your question, I do not think that the comfort that a belief gives you influences the truthfulness of that belief.
Okay. How could you go about discovering if the belief is actually true?
Well, this is going to sound a bit cheesy, but there's a verse in the Bible that says, try everything and keep the good things. So I guess, I'm not saying there's a religion for every person, and if that feels right, then, but definitely, have an open mind, go to whatever. I know some very, let's call them old-fashioned people that say you shouldn't, let's say, go to a Muslim meeting or whatever, but I'm not about that. I think you should try and experience everything. Maybe that changes the way you think, maybe not converting you to another religion, but maybe the way you think about your own religion. Okay. So I think keep an open mind, and that would make much more sense.
Is that an important part to you, to actually investigate the truthfulness of it and go and see other sides of it?
Definitely, because look, in 2018 you've got to have, I suppose, good knowledge when you want to debate about something. So I can't go out and attack someone on their religion if I don't know anything about their religion or their beliefs. So I think keeping an open mind and just sort of putting yourself in someone else's shoes sort of makes it easier to know where they're coming from and what their beliefs how that would incline them to think. So
do you think the fact that you were raised a Christian influences your approach in this regard of looking for the truth? Because you mentioned that you went to the cell group and that maybe was more impactful for you because you were raised a Christian, and also now you mentioned that to understand somebody else's belief makes it easier for you to defend your belief.
Yeah. Being raised a Christian definitely, like, it has an influence. I can't completely doubt that. Definitely the experiences I have sort of substantiated what I believe in, obviously. But look, you get, like, within the Christian faith, you get some people that are really old-fashioned and they are very right-wing, if you know what I mean. They want to shun everyone else and then sort of only believe what they believe, and the Christian faith is right and everyone else is a heathen. But look, you can't. Maybe in old times, I don't know, but these days you have to have an open mind. You have to try and accommodate everyone. You can't force your belief. You can try.
Completely agree with you.
You can try and influence someone by the way you act, the things you do, the things you say. The way you.
But sorry to interrupt you. But just on that, if you recognize that might be the main reason why you're sticking to this belief. Do you think that for somebody of other religion, they might have exactly the same story as you do, that they were raised in a different religion, they had experiences in their community or in their religious study groups that reinforce that belief, and that makes them hold that belief is true?
Oh, definitely. Look.
Well, does that not concern you to a degree? That if you can use your method of finding truth to conclude that the Christian God is real, but you can also use it to conclude that any number of other gods are real, doesn't that maybe indicate that method isn't reliable?
To a certain extent, yes. I've given it a lot of thought, because there's no doubt that within any other religion someone can have experiences, and I'm not an expert about how the human mind works, so some of these things could be supernatural or not supernatural, but you know what I mean, divine. But some things might also just be a chain of events that causes you to think in a certain manner. So it is very possible, and it's true what you're saying, that someone else could have experiences and that could lead them to think that their faith, well, not, geez, that sounds very condescending, but to believe that their faith is the faith, just like I did. But I don't want to get into arguing against any other faith. And then one of my mates he's very much into apologetics, which is sort of the defense of the Christian faith. And sometimes that can be a little bit edgy, because you're sort of can get condescending because you're trying to disprove other people. But I think the main thing there is trying to get across what you're thinking, because there are certain idiosyncrasies of every religion which will differ, and then that's sort of what it comes down to for me. Yeah.
Maybe my last question, and thank you so much for spending so much time with me.
Worries.
If that method, if we can agree that method can lead you to any god, right? That,
I suppose, yes.
Wouldn't you say that it might be a good idea to try and find a different method to find the actual truth?
Yeah, look, what I've been describing is sort of my method. I don't think, maybe there are other Christians out there that have different methods. Maybe, yeah, but definitely it is a good idea, and maybe I should go do some self-reflection and think about it, because I mean, what we're saying basically is, and I can't argue with the logic, is that these experiences can make anyone believe anything, or not believe, but you know, feel an inclination towards certain things. So yeah, I guess you're right. So I'm not putting my religion into any disrepute. I don't like calling it a religion. It's more of a relationship. But definitely, when you're trying to spread the gospel and get across your point of view, it's much better to have, you know, a more convincing method, because I know for some people the method or the way that I had come to faith is maybe not convincing enough. I have a friend that we discuss this very often.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess what you're saying is accurate.
Cool. Ernest, thank you so much for your time. It was such an insightful conversation.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to have conversations like this, especially in this stage of life.
Absolutely.
Self-reflection. Thanks, man. Have a very nice day.
You too. Thanks, Ernest. Cheers.